Hello and welcome to your messages for the month. We are now in the month of July. Today is Friday, the 1st of July, 2022. Where has this year gone? Such powerful energies. You're probably feeling quite tired and sleepy. It's just your body telling you that you need to rest and integrate these amazing energies that are coming in. So let's take a breath, activate your own intuition, of course, so that you can pick any words that resonate with you and that are for you, any messages that are for you specifically. And if they're not for you, then they will just go on by and you won't resonate with them. So listen to your heart, listen to your own resonance, listen to your own expansion and contraction. If something expands you, if it makes you feel excited, if it makes you go wow, if it makes you feel inspired, okay, if it brings you joy, if it makes you, if you think to yourself, oh, that makes sense, anything like that, that's an expansion. You can feel your heart expanding. And of course, if it's not interesting, if it's gone on by or that doesn't relate to me, that's kind of like a contraction. That's like a no, that's not for me. So this is a good opportunity for you to activate and heighten your own intuition, which, if you've watched my videos before, you know is the answer to everything. And if you haven't watched my videos before, then welcome. I urge you to subscribe, like and share and all those YouTubey things. That was too many that came out then. I can't accept those jumpers. Let's see, what do we need to know? What do our souls need to know to navigate July for our best possible outcome? That's a lovely question to ask the universe, isn't it? Let's see. Anything else? Actually, there's nothing else. Oh, I say that. One just came out when I said that. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I think we only had 2 last week. Oh, this is a monthly one though. I can't remember how many came up in 9th of June. So if you did watch the month of June, it was all about installing positive beliefs. So I hope you took advantage of that video, the how to install positive beliefs using brain integration, because that's a really powerful way to install positive beliefs. If you didn't see it, I'll put the link in the description and the video in the end screen, because it's all about our beliefs and we get to choose our beliefs and we are creating our reality at the frequency of our beliefs. And whatever you believe, have you ever thought, I was thinking about this because I was a primary school teacher for so long, and some kids would just like incessantly lie. And did you ever get to that stage, or have you ever done in your childhood or adulthood or whatever, like lied about something to such an extent that you actually started believing it? Or you probably know people that have done that, people that are just insisting on, you know, something that isn't true, like they're lying about something, and then after a while they actually start believing it. You see this a lot, I think. Probably not if you're if you had your soul profile read and you're a divine truth soul, you probably wouldn't ever lie about anything. And if you were in alignment completely, you probably wouldn't either. But anyway, so that's just real kind of proof, though, more evidence, more proof that that when you hear a lie again and again and again, that you actually believe it. And then when you believe it, you create it. Okay, which is why you've got to be careful about what you listen to. That's why it's going back to what I've just said about resonating with stuff and not resonating with stuff. Because if you listen to stuff, especially the stuff that contracts you, because it's not true for you, okay, because truth is subjective. Okay, so this came up in last week's messages. So if you keep hearing stuff and you're in a contracted state, but you keep hearing it and keep hearing it, I mean, this is propaganda, isn't it? This is how people get people to do things. And this is how people go against their own sovereignty, go against their better judgment. How many times do you hear people say, I went against my better judgment? You know, going against your intuition, you know, and it's so easy to do when you allow yourself to get programmed, because you only have to hear a repeat lie or a repeat statement again and again and again, and it will go in, which is why affirmations are so powerful. Because the more you're saying your positive affirmations, even if you don't believe them at the time that you're saying them, but you want them to be true, it's still good for you, because when you repeat them and repeat them and repeat them and repeat them, you're going to be making them true. Because what's happening in reality is you're actually doing that anyway on a daily basis with life. Okay, but the trouble is, if we listen to the wrong sources, we're actually making the things that we don't want to be true. Does that make sense? So choose what you want to be true for you. So this is why affirmations are so powerful. I'll put a link in the description to my blog on affirmations and how to get them to work for you. Also to my video on the power of words, because of course it is all about words. And also, for those of you that don't know, the first chapter of my first book is all about affirmations and how they work and how to get them to work for you, with loads of examples that you can use. So my first book is free to download from my website at deborahjonessatin.com. I'll put a link in the description, or you can buy the paperback if people like real books. A lot of people like real books. You can buy that from Amazon along with my second book, Heal Your Soul. I'll put a link in the description to that as well. So yes, words. So telling yourself stuff. Yeah, be careful. Be careful with that, because from an energy perspective, not from a political perspective, not from a spiritual perspective, not from any other perspective, but from an energy perspective, we live in an energy universe, and the universe is governed by frequency. And from an energy perspective, there is only you creating your reality, which is why, and this came up last week, I think, that there are so many different truths. So you get to choose your truth, and you get to choose the words that you use. So pick an affirmation that feels good for you, that you want to materialize. I'm ready and willing to allow my full potential. We have to say on that one, I have to say, with ease and grace. My good friend Liz Nagle, and if you don't know her, I'll put a link in the description also to our videos. I've done a few videos with her on my YouTube channel, Self-Mastery with Liz Nagle, and she was reminding me that if you put with ease and grace, because I think I said before, if you use the affirmation, I am ready and willing to allow my full potential, right? If you affirm that, that's going to come true for you, right? And your full potential could be a long way off where you're at the moment. And for the universe to get you from where you're at the moment to your full potential, you're going to have a lot of tower moments, as in the tower card, as in disruption and chaos, because the universe is trying to get you out of the situation you're in. And that could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a location, it could be a house, it could be a friendship circle, it could be an activity. And the universe is trying to get you to where you need to be. So basically, you're going to lose everything that you've got. So you have these tower moments, and not just physically, because for your potential, it's a higher level of consciousness, which means you have a higher level of thinking. So there's also going to be that shift away from your beliefs and away from the way that you think, the way that you do things, the way that you think about yourself, the identity that you have around yourself. So it is such a powerful affirmation. I am ready and willing to allow my full potential. It worked for me, but I went through so many tower stages because it pulled me around, if you see what I mean, mentally as well, because I had to shift so many like expectations and thoughts I had about things, you know. But if you add on the end, she told me a bit late, she could have told me before the tower moments, but if you say, I'm ready and willing to allow my full potential with ease and grace, stick that on the end, because that way the universe, you're asking the universe or yourself, because you are creating it all, you're basically saying, allow me to fulfill my potential, but I'd like to do it slowly and surely and easily and effortlessly and choicelessly and beautifully and lovingly and all those other things. So whether it manifests any slower, I don't know, because time is a wibbly wobbly lines of illusion. Okay, so I've got 2 cards out after all that. Let's have a look what they are. I love this one. Okay, so this one is the Fool. It's the first major arcana. Oh, I definitely feel this for July, actually. I'm also making me feel quite emotional already. I've only turned 1 card over. Because I've been getting the message a long time now that July, well, I was getting the message Leo, and Leo is actually the end of July. But even so, I've been in the cards, it's been coming up that July is a powerful month, and a month where we're going to get to see the physical manifestations of our shift, of any energy shifts that we've made, any thought shifts, any aha moments, all this inner work we've been doing, all this manifesting and everything, that July is actually going to see us bring into physicality those dreams and those wishes and everything. So it doesn't surprise me that the Fool has come up, because he obviously is the symbol of a new beginning, a new cycle of life. It's a new cycle of your own life. It's born out of your new way of thinking. It's born out of your new level of self-love. Okay, it's beautiful. It's like, I want to say it's the beginning of a new timeline. Some people are talking about timeline shifts. Well, you know, when you've completed those major arcanas and you're back to the beginning, you're on another timeline. You're at a different level of consciousness. When you're at a different level of consciousness, you're going to be creating a different level of reality. So this is beautiful. But all those old plastics are there. He's spiritually guided. The rays of the sun show us that he's spiritually guided. So he's following his heart, he's following his intuition. And you can tell I'm in the garden when moths fly past. And he's not taking much with him. This is like a culmination of all the recent videos, I think, because follow your intuition and your heart. Don't take much with you. Less is more. That came up recently as well. Less is more. We're actually needing less. Yes, the richest people are not those with the most. It's the people that need the least. So he's very rich. He's definitely very happy. Look, he's got a song in his heart, a spring in his step. He's got his loyal friends. Your loyal friends are going to be there, but he doesn't have anybody else. So you could feel like you're walking alone on this path, but you won't be for long, because there are so many people walking in the direction of heaven on earth. You will find your tribe, definitely going to find your tribe. Look, his fruition is coming from his hands. See that flower coming from his hands? Because he knows that wherever he goes, his fruition goes with him. So he knows that he's creating his reality from his own energy. So it's not his money. Whatever he creates now on this new path, this new paradigm, heaven on earth, he's not, yes, there is money. Yes, we need it for securing things, but it will come. It's this, he's not focusing. He's focusing on what he can do with his hands. He's focusing on his energy. You know, you hear Reiki masters say, Reiki practitioners say, they could feel energy coming out of their hands. Energy workers feel energy coming out of their hands. It could be coming out of any part of you. It could be coming out in your words, in your videos, in your books, in your activities, but you can feel energy coming out of you. It's that energy that's creating your future. Okay. So as long as you have enough, it's about not focusing on the money, because the money will come, the financial security will come, the the prosperity will come, the abundance, I want to say, will come. It's all there because it's in your frequency. So and as Sara, Landon and the council have told us, your level of consciousness is your new currency, and he knows that. Okay, that's why he's happy. He's called the Fool, not because he's foolish or stupid in any way, but because he might be a little naive. We're going into unknown waters, aren't we? You know, we haven't created heaven on earth before. It's new for us. Well, we might have done, but we don't remember. So there's a little bit of naivety, but not in a bad way. It's just basically not knowing where you're going. And ready to explore that new experience, because you know that the experience behind you is not one that you want to live anymore. If you're slogging it out Monday to, oh, see the wind inside the tent knocking bottles over. If you're doing Monday to Friday 9 to 5 and you're not enjoying it, if you're in a relationship that you feel tied to, that you don't feel love for anymore, if you're in a place that you want to move from, you might be living in a city that you just don't like anymore, you might be doing things that you just don't like, you might be clock watching at work. I mean, anything like that, you know, that's not where we're meant to be. If you're busting your gut to pay your mortgage, if you're bringing home the money and it's all going on taxes and other things that, you know, really might not be what you need to be spending your money on, and you're feeling that despair and that constant hamster wheel. If you're feeling like you're on that constant hamster wheel, then this is him. Jump off. Because he's taking a leap of faith, and he doesn't know where he's going, but he knows that he has everything he needs. He knows that his heart is loving and his moral compass is guiding him, and he's going to take a leap off this cliff. Right. And when you take a leap of faith, I've said this before, but it's so true. I see it all the time. When you take a leap of faith, there is or you jump off a cliff, physically or energetically or mentally or however, there is an energetic upthrust that carries you. And it's going to carry you to miracles, but you don't get to experience it until you've jumped. And that's why it's called a leap of faith. So if you haven't jumped ship already, then do so. I'm hearing of so many people leaving the day job, leaving the slavery job, the job that they never liked, but they were doing to pay the bills. But they have other gifts. I'm not saying you're going to stop working and do nothing. I mean, they have other gifts. And it's about tapping into those gifts. You know, you could have healing hands, you could be a writer, you could be an artist, you could be a musician, you know, you could be good with your words, you could be good at counseling people, you could be good at holding space for people, you could be good in the garden, growing vegetables, you know, healthy vegetables in healthy soil, you know, not what's mass produced, you know, in the supermarkets. You know, you could, whatever your interest is in, you know, it's a time to follow it. And you might not see how you can make an income out of it at the moment, but trust him. I was going to say, trust me. It's the same thing. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. I think that came up last week as well, didn't it? Trust yourself. That once you take that leap of faith, once you take that step towards what your soul wants you to do, then the life that you're meant to be living will open up before you. Okay, now I'm not sort of suggesting that anyone be reckless or irresponsible. It's not like that. If it's your heart wanting to do something, it's really a case of doing it. The second card is the Two of Swords, and this is you having doubts. This is exactly you having doubts. You know, the swords are thinking. And one of them is going to the moon, which is a sign in tarot of subconscious fears. Of course, there's fears. How am I going to support myself? How am I going to look after my children? How am I going to get out of this relationship? I need someone. Whatever your limiting belief is, I'm not going to make enough money. And what if I fail? What if I fail? I mean, that's that Erin Hansen quote, isn't it? What if I fall? She says, you know, what if I fall? And then she says, but darling, what if you fly? Back to jumping off the cliff. So yeah, it looks like there's a leap of faith to be had here. And you know, it's going to take you, like, I want to say it's going to take you against the grain. Is that, by that I mean it's going to take you against your programming. I mean, I was always brought up, and my sister and I were always brought up, don't leave one job until you have another one, you know, which, you know, obviously is just stable advice, and I understand where it was coming from. It was the paradigm that we were living in, and, you know, I'm not judging that. I'm just saying that it didn't serve me, and it was 7 years ago this week that I left the day job. never look back. One of the best decisions I've ever made. And this week my sister's just done the same. I'm so proud of her. I'm just so happy for her, because it's so important to follow your heart, you know. And then you look back and you go, why did we take so long to do it? But then there is something called divine timing. So all those limiting beliefs, I'm going to recommend that video again that I've already mentioned. There was a reason that it came up in the beginning of the video, because these are limiting beliefs, and she's blindfolded again because of not seeing where she's going. Because what's behind us, we know it. It's a known quantity. Where we're going, we don't know. It's scary. Of course it's scary. And not just on the physical level, on the mental level as well. When you let go of your attachments to everything, your attachment to people, your attachment to your identity, your attachment to all your expectations in life. I mean, yes, it's a scary place to be, but please know that there is support everywhere. There is support out there. There's a tribe going on. It could be online, and now is the time to get that online tribe in physicality. There's a lot of stuff happening in physicality. There's a lot of stand in the parks. There's a lot of groups going on, warriors and light workers and energy workers and people wanting to live off grid. And, you know, have a look around social media to find the right groups. And get out of those groups that are telling you you can't do something, and get out of those groups definitely that are feeding the fear and saying, oh, you've got to look out for this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Don't listen to anything that tells you this is going to happen, that's going to happen, because there are infinite number of timelines, and you choose your reality, you choose your future, you choose your timeline from the frequency of your beliefs. So go and grab a load of beliefs that you want to be true and install them, and just affirmations that you want to be true, and repeat them and repeat them and repeat them. I love and accept myself completely. I love and approve of myself. I trust myself. Following my heart brings miracles. Following my heart brings miracles. That's a nice one. Following my heart brings miracles. I didn't even know I was going to say that one. That was funny how that came out. So that must be a good, relevant one. I love life and life loves me. Fill your boots, fill your energy, fill every cell of your body with the power of the words of those affirmations. And you will see your life change. You don't need to believe any fear mongering. That might be going on, and I'm not saying it's not going on, but it's not going on for you if you say these affirmations and raise your frequency and start creating from the heart what you want to create. What do you want to create in this world? What's your biggest dream? Because you can do it, because there is only you creating your reality, and you're doing it from the frequency of your thoughts and your beliefs. I hope that makes sense. So, wow, I feel like I went on a long time today. That's the month of July. Big opportunity to shift your whole life. So there are infinite timelines, but having said that, there's loads going in that direction and loads going in that direction. That's what she's saying to me. There's this direction, which is heaven on earth. Okay. And there's this direction, which is not. Do you want to feed the fear, the corruption, the manipulation, the control? Do you want to feed all that negativity, or do you want to feed the love, the peace, the harmony? You know what they say about food? Every time you put something in your mouth, you're either feeding your wellness or you're feeding your illness. Well, it's exactly the same with your thoughts and your beliefs. You're either expanding and feeding a beautiful future of heaven on earth, or you're contracting and you're feeding a world of contraction, a world of control and manipulation, and not the things you want, I think. So, time to make a decision. Time to make a decision. Go with your heart, go with your intuition, start a new path. Not too late. change your life around. If you want any help, get in touch, because get in touch for a private reading. We can have a look at your own energy. We can have a look at if you're a starseed, where you're from, if you don't already know. We can have a look at the energies that you came here to experience and express the most, which will help you find that avenue for you, and any mentoring that comes up through that. So I'll put a link in the description for you to book your own private reading with me. It may help at this crunch time in July. Sending you all so much love. Have a fantastic month, and I'll see you for the weekly readings on Sunday. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Lots of love to you all. Have a great month, and bye for now.